Hey, my name is Sean. Welcome to Echoes in Eternity Bourbon. Have you ever just wondered if something was just overhyped?
Can you take it down a little bit, man? Come on, what are you, a horse? That's the last one.
So, a lot of debate in the bourbon community, of course, on what the true value of Blanton's is. I'm not going to get into, is it worth this? Is it worth that? If you're willing to spend the money on something and you enjoy it, that's your thing. But I do want to compare a couple of things today. One of them is the ancient age 10-star versus the Blantons, and what my thoughts would be if I was to purchase one of these. Now, these are both rumored to be, Buffalo Trace Mash Bill 2. A big rumor on this as well is that this ancient age are barrels that were going to be Blantons, but maybe wasn't making the cut, so they pulled them a bit early. This is a 36-month bourbon. And so they said, we're going to pull these, we're going to put them into this because it wasn't quite making the cut for our Blantons, where Blantons is 6 to 8 years. Proof points are very similar. Mash bills should be, identical if everything's correct there. This coming in at 90 proof, this coming in at 93 proof. Using my Sazerac house glasses. They were a gift from Eric Andrews. Thank you so very much for those, Eric. I absolutely, if you don't, if you don't get, I truly appreciate when people get me stuff because I like to use it. It just brings an extra element to me. I got the Baker's Drinks Glencairn holder, got the Eric Andrews mini Glens up here. So excited about that. I've got my special control water up here. This is TAP. This is straight faucet to glass. So, extreme process right there to help cleanse the palate in between checking out these two pours. Saturday, I'm actually going to get to meet up with a Patreon today. Excited about that. There'll be some video about that later. Going to one of my favorite places. Going to head out to 13th Colony. It's been a bit since I've been out there, but I always just like to step in and say hey every once in a while and see how things are going. Unlike most, I put in for the lottery out there. Didn't get it chosen for that. Neither did my wife or my dad. They were like, "What are these rejection emails from?" I'm like, "I don't know," but no, seriously, I didn't get. But I did see a few people that were on Bruzel's Discord that did win, so that is fantastic and awesome for them. Still, there's going to be a bunch of these coming out, and they're going to be a hard hunt. But look forward to it. I absolutely love hunting for things. You may not get everything, but when you finally get something you want, it makes it super, super cool. So let's get into these. Let me get my test TAP going first. That's good stuff right there. So I'll start off with the ancient age over here on my right, just to kind of get a look at this. So this is kind of a high yellow type of color. It's got very light orange hues, but more of a deep yellow on it. It's got some long, fast legs on it, so you're not expecting overly oily, but it does coat the glass well for the mini Glen on this. And this is a high rye mash bill. The mash bill 2 is the higher rye of the mash bills between 1 and 2. This same mash bill is at the Rock Hill Farms. I'm trying to think, Elmer T. Lee. So this is juice that they said, just hypothetically wasn't making the cut for the Blantons, what they specifically have for the Blantons, so they pulled it early. So you're getting, some a light vanilla. I'm getting more rye spice on it than anything. A light caramel, a little bit of a kind of a salty, buttery popcorn note off of it. .90 proof, or at least for me, It's not going to blow me up. You're getting a little bit of the astringency from being maybe a younger product, but I do get a lot of the rye, the kind of the rye notes on this. So I'm not sure what the actual percentage of rye is in this. I know it's bourbon, but it's got some serious rye notes to it. Super light brown sugar. It does have a nice mouthfeel. So it does have some oils in it. It spreads out a little bit. Then you get some of the pepperiness on it. This one, certain ryes have a deeper, uh, sweeter colors to them. This isn't a rye, but when the rye spice comes, you get kind of a deeper, sweeter. This is more of an herbal type of a note that you get with the rye on this. That's in it. Like I said, this is not a rye, but the rye notes that you're getting from the mash bill. And this actually has a lot better mouthfeel than I thought. So I'm kind of getting a light corn on there. I'm getting some herbal on there, getting a light brown sugar on there, getting some vanillas. Not much of a finish on it, but you don't expect that. But you do get a little bit of pepper on the back there. That initial wave of a little bit of the sharpness, the stringency is actually gone away. So it is a very good sipper. Something you can sip on for a while and just relax and enjoy some games with if you're just trying to kind of pace yourself through the day. If you just want to say, hey, I want to have a few pours and I want it to stretch out and I want it to relax, you're not getting much of a finish on it, but it's a nice, easy sipper. Go back to the TAP. And then let's get into the Blantons. So the Blantons has that very similar high yellow type of a color on here, but there is a little more orange in here. So you can tell it's been in the barrels a little bit longer there. On this nose, compared to the ancient age, you're not getting that maybe heavier rye punch. So I think the longer time that it's been in the barrel, you're getting more of the truer bourbon notes. Coats the glass very well. Similar to the ancient age, you've got long, thin legs. So it's got a little more viscosity. They are running down the side a little bit more, which is kind of be expected because, hey, this is an older product, a little bit older product there. Or at least twice the age life of the ancient age. I get a little more vanilla on this, a little more sugars on the nose as well. Get a little bit more of the oak on this as well too, and what you would expect for something that's been aged longer. Good mouthfeel on it, more truer bourbon notes on it. Not so much heaviness that I'm getting from the rye on the ancient age. That a couple little proof points aren't making a huge difference, but you can get better flavors out of this, I would say. Where the ancient age, you get more of an herbal note from the rye part of the mash. On this one, you're getting a little bit of a sweeter rye type of a notes on this. It's not like an intense chalk or anything like that, but the herbalness, which is so for some people off-putting, the hayiness, the herbalness. This one's a little bit smoother on there. Very good mouthfeel, very easy to drink, very approachable. I understand why a lot of people like this, specifically if you're kind of not a high proof person or you're newer into the bourbon game. It's a beautiful, iconic bottle. Absolutely love the bottle on it too. Let me get back to the TAP here. Let me taste these in reverse order one more time and give you my thoughts on them. So on the nose on this, you're getting more of a classic bourbon type of thing. You're getting vanillas, you're getting your sugars, you're getting your oaks with just a hint of a rye spice in there. A little bit of corn in there. But it seems like it's muted down where this one you get a little bit heavier corn note, you get a little bit heavier rye spice, and it's a little more stringent coming up front. It's just a smoother overall product, which you would kind of expect. It's been barreled a lot longer. Get a tiny bit of a stone fruit on this. Now, neither one of these are going to be confused with something that has a super long finish. Both of them are shorter finishes. This one I almost get a tiny bit of a peach type apricot type of thing going on, but super sweet. Very approachable, very easy sipper. Iconic bottle. As far as flavor, I'm going to have to go with the Blantons. Doesn't mean that it's a must run out and go buy for me because I've got a lot of bottles. I do have a lot of bottles. Yeah, that corn on the nose is getting a little bit more intense, but not bad way. It's more like a popcorn thing. Yeah, this clearly tastes like the younger brother. It's just a little bit sharper, super easy sipper, something I can get into and enjoy. I'm not going to run out and go grab another 1.75 of these. They're very hard to find, by the way. But it does the point. It does its job. Like I said, I'm not going to run out and buy backups of either one of these. I would say for the price point, I would go H&H. This was $26.99 after tax was right at $30. These I can get potentially once a month at the Bourbon Drop. It's going to cost me 60 some dollars, so twice the price. But they also have a huge secondary market on these where if you can't find it readily available, the stores are charging secondary. Or if you find them in your community, if you're trying to trade for one, the value is going to go up just because they're so sought after. If I'm looking at something to keep on my bar for a budget that's going to have similar profiles, of course I take the H&H. For half the price and almost twice more. So it's like the double whammy. You almost get 4 times as much. You can go ancient age. You can find something that'll sit on your bar a lot longer. You can share with someone that's new into the bourbon community, and it'll give them some nice profiles and some nice flavor, especially with the rye and the mash bill on there as well. We'll give them some other experiences. This over here, iconic bottle, better flavor, but the availability and the price point are going to kind of limit what you were able to get on this. So if you have one on your bar, they're always great to have on your bar. They look good. But if you want value in something that's very similar, I would go ancient age. 10-star, it's younger improved, so it's a little bit harsher. But at 90 proof, it's still a very nice sipper, something that you can use. And I know people a lot of times when they get done with their Blantons, they'll fill up their bottles of Blantons with it because they're very similar. That being said, like I said, flavor, you're going to go over your Blantons. Value, you're definitely going your ancient age. If I was to say you have to pick one to have on your bar for aesthetics, you're going Blantons. If you have to have one that's on your bar that's gonna be easier to find, maybe would resonate with people a little bit more, maybe surprised by the taste, I would go with ancient age. Looking forward to getting out there today. Looking forward to meeting up with some people today. That always makes for fun. I'm hoping that on top of the Patreon, I'll get to meet somebody I've been trying to do a bottle trade with. So that's always cool. I love to do that. But if it doesn't work out, that's fine. I got a bourbon share later today. I'm going to head over to Chris's, who I was able to hunt the Class 6 with. We're going to have some pours and chill out for a little bit tonight. So absolutely looking forward to that. It's Saturday. If you're working today, a lot of us do work the weekend still. I hope and I pray your work time goes by fast and you're successful. If you're off today, man, I certainly hope that time slows down for you and you get to do some of the things that you want to do. You know, we all have day-to-day stuff that we have to do on the weekends, honey-do lists, things like that. But after that, you know, I hope you get to spend time with friends and family or even recharge for yourself. Have a nice pour, have a nice meal. But most importantly, cheers and God bless. You all have an amazing day. Thank you.